Welcome to the big picture. Yes, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. It is a live Christmas night edition. I hope you got your bellies full. I hope you got a lot of good presents, had a good time with your family. Hate to be the bearer of bad news on Christmas night. It's time to get real again. Come back to the real world. 2024 is quickly approaching, and I think we all know the big picture family. Crazy stuff is right around the corner. But tonight, we're going to have a good time. Live on the big picture. And yes, the Queen is back. She'll be joining me right after this. Let's go. The Queen herself has arrived. She is back. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so glad to be back. I'm still recovering. But, yeah.
Woo. Yes, it has been quite an adventure in the Ragland home. We have battled.
So much sickness.
But we're going over the threshold.
Yes.
We had a great Christmas today.
We did. We're so thankful to have been with family. We had a big breakfast this morning.
Yes.
And opened presents. And then we went to my uncle and aunt's house. We want to thank them for having us. Wayne and Shanae Neely.
Yep, they're watching this right now.
I hope they're watching, and so good to hang out with them and my cousins.
Yes.
So much fun.
So we hope everybody had a great Christmas.
Yes, we did.
And we are going to be lighthearted tonight, but at the same time, it's the big picture
Serious
of Monday
business.
night. Okay.
Right.
So we got to get back in the real world. But you got a new present this week.
I do. I'm so thankful.
Look.
Look at this.
Who did that?
Brand new watch, my baby.
Yeah.
Gifted me for Christmas with a brand new watch.
I brought her into the digital world,
bringing
y'all.
me in. So.
Everybody's excited. They're all welcoming you back, Sandy.
Oh, I'm so glad to be back, guys. I really missed you. And you know I would not have missed, but I was ordered to stay home last week.
Yes, you were.
Again.
And it was a good thing. You needed it.
I've been to the doctor 3 times in the last 6 weeks. I don't go to the doctor 3 times in any year.
That's the truth, y'all.
So it's just been rough, and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, we want to start off tonight, before we get into the news, just showing you a little clip from how we celebrate. Now, some of this might trigger some of y'all, okay? If we got any woke liberals sneaking in here trying to troll us or whatever, and they want to take away our Second Amendment rights, well,
I invite them to come on in.
Invite them to come on in. But this little clip today from one of our Christmas gatherings, and this is a tradition that we do every Christmas, and you'll notice it was raining, and rain did not stop us.
No.
Because in Alabama, it's only about a minute long.
Or like the postman on Christmas Day.
And you'll get to meet our youngest daughter, Rachel. You haven't seen her on here.
She'll be making an appearance.
She'll be making an appearance. So let's watch this today. Little highlight from the Ragland / Moats, Neely, all together family Christmas. Here we go. All right, so here we go. So this is how we do it in America. This is our Christmas tradition. This is my beautiful youngest daughter, Rach. So how do we celebrate Christmas when we get our bellies full and everything else? What do we do?
We're going to shoot some guns.
We're going to shoot some guns. America. You got a little bit of it. All right, so this is how we say Merry Christmas in Alabama. America. All right, so this is how we say Merry Christmas in Alabama. Go! Woo! Merry Christmas, America. Woo!
Great stuff.
Yeah, well, that's how we do it. That's a tradition that we do every Christmas after we get our bellies full.
Yes.
Look, Rick said that's what they do in Kentucky as well.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah.
Instead of taking a nap, they go shoot guns.
We go shoot guns. And I killed several clay pigeons today. So I was 100%. I didn't miss a one.
I was proud of you.
So, yeah. We had
Good stuff.
We had a good time. All right, Sandy, it's time to get real.
Yes, it is.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. First off tonight, of course, today being Christmas, we're going to lead with talking about Bethlehem.
Yes.
Shadow of War haunting pictures show Bethlehem's empty churches and streets as Christians canceled for the first time in decades over the Gaza war. The town in South Jerusalem, thought to be the birthplace of Jesus, in Palestine's West Bank, in an eerily empty scene this year, as you can see the pictures here, the Church of the Nativity, all these different places. But I want to play this, if it will work, I want to play this video right here. This is just unbelievable that this is what Bethlehem looks like.
The whole world is celebrating Christmas this year, but not Bethlehem, not the birthplace of our Lord Jesus Christ. Bethlehem is celebrating Christmas with sadness and sorrow because of what's happening in Gaza and in all the West Bank, all Palestinian territories. Like other years, we used to celebrate Christmas with joy and happiness, with scouts and people coming from all Palestinian governorates and with tourists from all over the world. Unfortunately, this year we're receiving Christmas without tourists from the world and without Palestinians from other governorates because of the war on Gaza.
So that's the situation there in Bethlehem. Of course, we as Christians know that Bethlehem is the city of David, and where Jesus was born of a virgin, and so. I love this article that I found here, and we won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but we got to acknowledge Christmas today, and then we'll go into all the bad news that's going on, unfortunately. But I love this article. It says the 400-year wait for Christmas had a purpose, and let me zoom this in a little bit here. And I just love how it words this. It says, with Christmas right around the corner, this was written this week, it's easy to jump right to the conclusion of the singing about the great joy that's coming to this world. But it goes on to say that between 300, most people believe 400 years, the heavens were brass. They were silent. No prophet heard from God. Can you imagine, for 400 years, all they knew was that there was a Messiah that was promised. And then at the end of those 400 years, John the Baptist came on the scene, ushered in Jesus Christ, of course, the ministry of Jesus after he was an adult. But for almost 400 years, it was completely silent. And then there was that baby that was born. Yep. And, it split time right down the middle, Sandy. And before we get into the news, we're going to hit it right after this segment here. I think we just need to take time to acknowledge that all the presents under the tree, all the food, all the great fun that we do with family, let's not forget today, right now, tonight, it is still, if you're watching this live, the day of the year that we set aside to remember the miracle of the virgin birth of our Lord and Savior.
Beautiful.
It was just amazing.
I hope people did take time to really reflect and appreciate.
Yeah.
It's so very important.
It is. It is. Well, we're talking about what's going on in Gaza, and of course, we've got to update you on what is happening. Netanyahu has declared that Israel is deepening its war in the Gaza Strip and vows not to stop until victory is achieved. And, of course, this goes against what the United Nations wants. It goes against even what our own country here, America, is trying to push for them to end this fighting. But he says it's deepening. It says that the Gaza Strip will continue to fight until Hamas is eliminated and the Israelis taken hostages are returned. Speaking in Hebrew, he addressed in a video message to the Israeli citizens saying that while it will take time to bring the war to a conclusion, Israel will fight to the end. Quote, Israeli citizens, we are deepening the war in the Gaza Strip. We will continue to fight until the complete victory over Hamas. This is the only way to return our abductees, eliminate Hamas, and ensure that Gaza will no longer be a threat to Israel. It will take time, but we are united, the fighters, the people, and the government. We are united and determined to fight until the end. War has a price, a very heavy price, in the lives of our heroic soldiers, and we do everything to preserve the lives of our soldiers, but one thing will be done. We will not stop until we achieve victory, Netanyahu concluded. 14 Israeli soldiers were killed Sunday over the weekend. The ground offensive began. 153 Israeli soldiers have been killed. And we don't know how we trust the Palestinian numbers, but according to their numbers, 20,000 Palestinians have been killed.
Yeah, I was
well.
going to make mention of that. It just seems like such an astounding number when I hear that.
Yeah.
It's alarming.
It is alarming. Well, while that's going on at the northern part of Israel, we've known this was coming, and it's already beginning. Israel and Lebanon's border is heating up. Very heavy armed clashes are now taking place between the Israeli army and Hezbollah, which is the northern section of Israel, with exchange of fire from machine guns from both sides of Israel-Lebanon border, indicating a possible escalation between the two sides. Skirmishes have been taking place along the border for weeks now, but the level of intensity seen this morning is quite different and worse. It's known as a serious security incident has now taken place at the Israeli-Lebanon border and has enforced a gag order upon its media. But media here in our country are reporting on it. So, Sandy, the war is escalating. It's beginning to, the fronts are enlarging now.
Right.
From Hamas to now also Hezbollah, but we knew this was coming.
Right, and I understand. Christmas Day does not have the same meaning for them as it does for us.
Right.
They are feeling it in the sense of, I'm sure there are many hundreds of thousands of tourists probably normally in the country this time of year, which are not there now. But it's a little ironic that they chose to really heat things up, take it to the next level right now.
Yeah, I agree. It is ironic, and we use the word ironic, but I think nothing in our global world happens by chance.
Think it's all planned out?
Yeah, they're timing everything. They know what we're going to be thinking about, what we're going to be distracted by.
Wow.
And when we're distracted, that's when they want to usually do things that they would not want us to normally be paying attention.
I think that does happen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Iran is threatening to close the Strait of Gibraltar and the Mediterranean Sea unless Israel stops bombing Gaza, as U.S. warns Tehran is deeply involved in the attacks that are happening on the shipping lanes. And of course, this is the Houthi rebels, and they're being funded by Iran. But Iran has now threatened to shut down not only the Red Sea, but the Strait of Gibraltar and the Mediterranean Sea, as Israel, they say, continues to commit crimes in Gaza. Hamas-backed, Iran-backed Hamas accused the U.S. and other Western states of propping up Israel's alleged war crimes committed during its ground offensive in the Gaza Strip, where more than 20,000 people have died since October 7th. They shall soon await the closure of the Mediterranean Sea, the Strait of Gibraltar, and other waterways. The Brigadier General Mohammed Nadki, senior member of the country's Islamic Revolutionary Corps, said on Saturday, the Iran-aligned Houthi group based in Yemen has attacked several merchant vessels sailing through the Red Sea in retaliation against Israel's brutal assault on the Gaza Strip, disrupting global trade and forcing some shipping companies to switch routes. So,
look at this map right here.
Yeah.
Okay, we know where Iran is. You see the Strait of Gibraltar. Mm-hmm. And is Yemen not in the southern part of the Sinai Peninsula?
Yes.
They're far south from Iran.
Yeah. Look, there's Spain.
Exactly.
There's Spain.
So,
and look at where Iran is.
Exactly.
All the way to the far right-hand side.
And to the far south of the peninsula there. So their influence and their reach is vast.
Vast.
And I didn't read this entire article, but I don't remember anybody saying, hold on just a minute here. Who do you think you are? You think you got tentacles reaching out all over the place? Well, quite frankly, they do.
Yep.
And we talk about this almost every single week.
Yep.
We do not know or understand fully who and what they are or what they have. And if we've not already stood up and are paying attention, now would be an excellent time to start doing so.
Absolutely. Great point, because you look at this map again and you see Spain, France,
Yes.
You see all of Europe.
Right.
Then you go all the way to the other side of the Mediterranean Sea. You see Lebanon, Israel. Then you see Iran, way over another corner. What in the world does Iran have the power to go all the way
Exactly.
to the west side of the
Who
Mediterranean
are
Sea?
you paying off? Who do you control? Who's working for you or whatever?
Exactly.
That you can make these claims with confidence and expect everyone to fall in line. And I don't remember if you touched on the article last week talking about multiple shipping lines.
Yeah, go ahead.
Saying that they will no longer import, export.
Yep.
In what area was it?
It was the Red Sea.
The Red Sea.
But now also they're saying the same thing about going into the Mediterranean Sea, which has to go through the Strait of Gibraltar.
So to change their routes is going to add 2 weeks.
Yep.
Minimum 2 weeks time to get to and from where they need to go. And who knows what cost.
Right.
So anything that would be coming to us, if we were receiving anything or sending anything, is going to add so much money and wait time.
Yeah.
So some people are panicking about this. I don't know to what extent it affects us in America. I'm sure we will feel it at some point in some way. But I'm just on the sidelines watching and waiting for this to unfold.
Yeah, let's all remember during the pandemic, the supply chain issues.
Yes.
And so much of what we have in our life that we need in our life comes through those shipping
We're
lanes.
talking 5 or 6 of the top 10 saying they will not.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest
Changing
in the
their
world.
routes.
The biggest in the world.
Maersk, of course, being among those, and many others that I'm not familiar with some of their names.
Not to mention, we're talking about supply chain, but then you also talk about oil. Then you talk about fuel, which is the lifeblood of the world, regardless of what they say.
Yes.
It's the lifeblood of the world. And
Absolutely.
you take away fuel being coming in and out of that region
From
to the
heating
world.
to transportation to production. Yes, it is the lifeblood.
Yeah. Now, I want to tell you something real quick. Next Monday night, it's going to be a very special show. So people are wondering, okay, what are they going to be on Christmas night? Yes, we're live tonight on Christmas night. Are they going to be on January 1st? Yes. And we're going to it's just awesome that it falls on a Monday night and it's January 1st. So we're going to do a show that's going to lay out 24 for you. 2024 prediction show. And it's not just going to be prediction. It's going to be our feelings, our gut, what's speaking in our gut. Regular time, 7 p.m. next Monday night. Just go ahead and make plans to be here. You ain't got no countdown that night. That's the night before. So you count down the night before. Be here next Monday night because Sandy and I are going to really, really go into 2024 of what we think is coming. And we may have some special guests doing some input on there.
So.
And do some reaction videos to what some of the other people that we trust are saying about 2024. It's going to be a big, big year. And then also I want to say thank you to all of our partners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to those that have joined. Click that join button here right below the screen on YouTube, as well as those that have gone to our website and become monthly partners with us. We appreciate it more than you could ever say. And so let's get back into this, staying on the theme of today. But Europe remains on high alert. This was earlier today and will continue to be on high alert for the next few days going into the new year of Christmas terror plots that have already been stopped in France, Germany, and Austria that was supposed to be enacted on Christmas. Several Muslim suspects have been arrested in France, Germany, and Austria for allegedly planning Christmas terror attacks. We were talking about the timing. That's not by chance. That's an assault against a Christian world mindset, which there is a very high level of terrorist threat from Islamic terrorists in France. Spain is also on alert. In France, 5 men aged 20 to 23 were apprehended, saying that French intelligence services have been surveilling the men for links to criminal terrorist associations were found scouting Strasbourg Christmas market. And then it goes on to talk about France, Germany, and the arrests that were made, St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, and Cologne Cathedral in Germany were identified as high-risk targets, prompting increased security measures, including sweeps for explosives. And in here in America, there was also an alert going out for churches to be aware of heightened Islamic terrorist attacks on their Christmas candlelight services and their Christmas services. So it is ramping up. Thank you for that super chat, Vic. We appreciate that, man. What a blessing.
Much.
What a blessing. Thank you so much. So Sandy, here we are trying to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and another religion that considers us to be the great Satan and Israel to be the baby Satan wants to destroy both of them and wants to strike fear on one of our most holy days.
Can't just verbally disagree. We've got to try to come after somebody, hurt someone, discourage people. It's hard enough to get people to come out to church, right?
Yes.
That's all you need.
Exactly.
Scare tactics like
Exactly.
that.
Hey, if you hadn't hit that like button, man, I tell you what, give us a Christmas present tonight. Come on, that'd be your Christmas present. Just hit that like button, and that's the way you tell us Merry Christmas tonight.
Yes.
We appreciate it
Thank
so
you
much. Nothing helps us more than that. But, Christmas night. But we got to be real. We got to keep diving in, Sandy. Just got to keep going there. We can't back up.
Stay the course.
We're watchmen. They count on us to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening today at our border? Thousands join Christmas Eve, yesterday and today, Migrant caravan, the biggest in more than a year.
18 months, all right.
Wow. As it treks through Mexico and towards the U.S. border just days before Blinken arrives in the capital to hammer out new agreement to stem the surge.
Thank goodness he's going to fix everything.
Oh, yeah. You think he's going to stem the surge, Sandy? You feel good about it?
Clearly it's cranking up. So.
Now watch this. The biggest migrant caravan for 18 months set off for the United States from Mexico on Christmas Eve as border crossings records continue to tumble. Around 10,000 people, led by Mexican activist Luis Rey Garcia, left the southern Mexican border town of Tapachula for the long march north as more of those are already on the U.S. border finish their journey this evening. Joe Biden has hailed Secretary of State Anthony Blinken away from the crisis in the Middle East for a summit with Mexican president and recorded after U.S. authorities recorded more than 242,000 migrants crossing in November alone. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the ones they're admitting to. That doesn't include the getaways, and that doesn't include the real number. Monday saw a one-day record high of 12,600. And more were risking their lives in the Rio Grande at the Eagle Pass. We are the poorest of those at the peak of need, blah, blah, blah is what they're saying. This is just a little video of it. And just once again, let us look at what is not in that picture.
Yeah.
Women and children. It is 90 to 95% military-aged men. And how many countries did we say now we know are coming across? I can't remember.
I'm hearing over 140 different countries. And I would encourage everyone, I don't know if most of you know Mike Adams, the health ranger. So I was listening to a video he did on the 21st, December 21st, today. He was talking to a man who had driven a bus. I don't know how long he did it, and I don't know if he's still doing it. Picking up these migrants and dropping them in different locations. And a couple of things really struck me that he said, if they request to get off the bus at a place that is not where where their destination is, they can't stop them. They can get in trouble with the authorities if they try to stop the migrants from leaving the bus, which was odd to me.
So wait a minute. You're saying if the bus driver has been told, go to New Orleans, and halfway down New Orleans, one of the people just says, let me off right now in a small town or whatever, that nobody knows they're coming, they can just get off, right. And it's just like they can't be stopped.
They have to let them off. If they try to detain them, they can get in trouble. And he said that minibuses arrive not full Some buses arrive with as few as 2 out of 50 people that were supposed to be on the bus. That
Wow.
this company is paid $5,000 per rider.
Per rider?
Per rider. Thank you for that super chat. Very, very much.
Thank you, Rick.
Mr. Whitaker.
Appreciate that.
And what was the other thing that really struck me? Okay, this is what he said, because we've talked week after week after week about the military-aged looking young men.
Yeah.
So he said a lot of these were Venezuelan. And so Mike Adams asked him, okay, you're talking about fighting age young men. He said, well, not these. He said, because he could speak the language, so he could understand a lot of things they were saying. He was observing their demeanor. He was, observing their body language and everything. He said, what I was hearing and observing, because I've been around this culture, I understand a lot of this. These were straight up criminals.
Wow.
From their physical appearance, from their demeanor, and from what they were saying. He said these were Venezuelans and that they were criminals plotting out their criminal empire. So there's a lot going on. Look at I think he calculated $250,000 per bus.
That's what our government is paying these companies.
So he asked him, who's funding this? And he said, well, he thinks the UN may be funding some of it. Obviously, I think Mike Adams said probably our country. And yeah,
and
it's
obviously
crazy.
George Soros type organizations are involved. So there's probably a conglomerate of money that's coming in. But mainly, bottom line is what you need to know is either all or a large portion of it is your tax dollars.
Yes.
Your tax dollars. In fact, if we got time to get to it tonight, I'm going to show you that there are studies that are coming out that are beginning to be released now, that there are more illegal immigrants using social programs such as Medicaid and Medicare than citizens are using.
I read that just today.
More money is being spent for medication, doctor's visits, rental assistance, places to live for free, food on illegal immigrants in our country than is being spent on the homeless and the poor and the veterans
obviously
of
they're
Americans.
being given phones.
Yes.
The phones are so very important because they are used to track the individual.
Yeah.
The phones are tracking the individuals. That's an expense. They're, I think, given at least upon arrival some sort of, monetary whatever. I don't know if that continues on, but these people need to be housed. They need to be fed. They may need medical care.
Yeah.
A lot of them are not going to be sliding into employment upon arrival.
Yeah.
So if they're not taken care of, guess what's going to happen? A criminal element is going to arise because
Listen, that's where we're going tonight.
People can't just be on the streets with,
You saw the thumbnail. You jumped on here tonight about the movie Civil War. We're going to talk. We talked a little bit about it last Monday night. We're going to really break it down tonight. That's what all these stories are going towards. They're all agenda driven. They're all to get us in a mindset where we can just sort of come against each other. And 2024 is going to be sort of the fuse that lights some explosive things. Yeah. And part of that is this border. I mean, when you're talking about millions of people, yes. You just heard Sandy say they're getting off wherever they want to get off. We do not know.
Many of them do go to their destination, but we've played videos here where someone held a microphone and went down the line. Where are you going?
Yeah.
And they'd call off the name of an American city.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how this gets decided or chosen or allowed or whatever, but there's some kind of grand plan that we don't know about or understand.
Well, let me tell you what it is. It is. Let's call it what it is. And we'll get flagged for this, but here's the reality. It's an invasion. It is an invasion. And when the agenda that's coming between 2024 and Agenda 2030, 6 years. And by the way, they can't wait to get to Agenda 2030. It's got to be in place by Agenda 2030. So the 6 years, you could really, being optimistic, cut that in half and say the next 3 years is going to be like nothing you've ever seen, because they need to get the people where they need the people to be for them to operate in Agenda 2030. Right. 17 sustainable goals, that's what they call them, basically from the World Economic Forum, that will take away home ownership, take away mobility.
Yes.
It's going to take away your car. It's going to take away the foods you like to eat. I mean, your world is about to be turned upside down.
Yes.
This is not fear-mongering.
No.
This is us telling you what is actually coming.
I can see it in our own lives. I can see your property taxes going up.
Yes.
Car insurance going up.
Yep.
Those who are not already in a lot of people in a home are struggling to hold on to it.
Right.
Many who want to become homeowners, even first-time homeowners, that door is being slammed shut to a great sector of people because they just cannot do it at 7% and beyond.
Yeah.
And then, rising insurance cost.
Yeah.
Rising utility cost.
Yep.
It's just become an unattainable goal. And you can see the ground deteriorating underneath our feet.
Absolutely.
And that being pulled away. You can see the reasoning in you will own nothing.
Do you remember, it wasn't that long ago, especially when we were no, it was long ago when we were kids, but when we were kids and when we were starting out in our family, the thought of when you would hear somebody say, well, he makes six figures.
Oh, okay. That was astronomical.
That was astronomical. That means $100,000.
Oh, you're living in a mansion. You're living a dream life.
I mean, you couldn't fathom. He makes six figures? Mm-hmm. We didn't think six figures meant $750,000. We meant that, no, he makes about $100,000.
Sure.
$100,000 is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. A lot of money. But here's the reality. Wherever you go to research this, multiple news articles, secular news articles will tell you that in order to have the same buying power in 2023 of $100,000, it's now between $300,000 and $350,000. The new six figures, he's making six figures, that our mindset was
now needs to be 3 times the amount that it was?
Needs to be 3 times. So it's $300,000 is now the equivalent of $100,000 not long ago. And when you factor in interest rates like you're talking about through the roof, you're talking about they're going up on your insurance, they're going up on your taxes, they are Xing you out, and the cost of the American dream of having a home is being priced out from you before your eyes.
Yeah. And listen, think, it's problematic when people are worrying about just fuel and food, okay?
Yep.
That was, a big thing for a lot of people. But now you tack on all these other things rising steadily as well.
Yep.
We're in trouble.
Let's just rapid fire this right here. Let's look at this is where we're going, and we're going to take you to show you that trailer, and then we're going to talk about what we're being prepared for, what we're being programmed for 2024. Right. So just, it's like a blurb, just a little short blurb on the news. The staple U.S. Steel, the name United States Steel, was just bought by Japan for $15 billion cash. Flying under the radar, the famous and historic American industrial company, the United States Steel Corporation, better known as U.S. Steel, was sold to a Japanese company called the Nippon Steel Corporation for $14.9 billion. It is currently the 4th largest steel manufacturer globally.
Yeah.
This is a staple. Founded in 1901 after a merger orchestrated by J.P. Morgan, financing Andrew Carnegie. Think about these names here.
Carnegie, like Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall. It was called Carnegie Steel Company.
Or Carnegie was probably the more appropriate pronunciation.
Okay.
Because he was an immigrant as well.
Okay. And so, you got Charles Schwab here. Look at all these names.
J.P. Morgan, Schwab, and
These are all names that were a part of the origination of this company.
So look at that last part. It was the first ever billion-dollar company in the world.
And was the largest steel producer in the world for the longest time. Now,
I mean, it's alarming to read the title of this article, but if you really want to start thinking about what this means and how far-reaching and how far this goes back, I don't think we fully understand. This seems very devastating just on the surface.
Yes, it does.
But what does it mean overall?
Well, let me just show you what it's a part of. Financial guru who predicted the 2008 collapse issues dire warning about economy. Serious trouble. We know this guy here. One of the country's leading financial gurus is sounding the alarm over America's serious financial troubles. The Wall Street legend who predicted the 2008 Lehman Brothers collapse is warning that incompetence in Democrat President Joe Biden's economy is driving the United States towards collapse. He says Kiyosaki?
Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad author. He says, I hate to say this because you know I love America. Rich Dad Company co-founder Robert Kiyosaki said during a recent appearance on Cavuto, Coast to Coast. But America is in serious trouble financially because of the debt load. Kiyosaki continued by explaining that the Biden administration is sinking the U.S. into unrecoverable debt. He likens Biden's administration economic officials to the classic slapstick trio, the Three Stooges. I think the biggest problem, Neil, is that we have the Three Stooges, you know, one in the presidency, one in the Treasury, and one on the Fed. That's pretty bold.
Yeah.
He continued when discussing his outlook on the country's economic standing. America is broke right now. And he goes on to say the number is already close to $34 trillion of debt. And then you look at that, at history, what is coming. Mm-hmm. So he we all remember 2008.
Yes.
We remember 2008. It was an absolute.
And this article goes on, I think, past this. I think it does. But he talks about, you know, we cannot continue to print money.
Yeah. He says that right there.
You cannot do that.
Yeah. Let's read this.
I mean, obviously, this is empire destroying. We can look back in history when they started doing things like this.
Yeah, we just cannot continue to print money to solve our problems. We can't go on much longer. And I don't even think you need to be a guru to know that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are headed in that direction. And it's like we are being primed for, and it's all about fear. It's all about fear. It's to make you so afraid that you don't think you can, there's no way you can solve this on your own, so you need the government to help you.
Look at this, Donna. I'm east of Pittsburgh and just seen that one of the companies has a Japanese name on it.
Wow.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steel. Come on, the steel capital of the world. And we live here in Birmingham. This is a steel capital of the world as well.
You drive down I-59 through Midfield and Bessemer, you see big U.S. Steel.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
You know, somebody else in here in our chat, I believe, worked at U.S. Steel.
Wow.
So,
well, it's just the hits keep coming. U.S. life expectancy for men has now fallen to an alarming 73 years as health in our country continues to degrade.
Yeah.
At least partially as a consequence of over 1 million deaths, life expectancy in the U.S. has declined significantly over the past few years, falling from 78.8 in 2019 to 77 in 2020, 76.1 in 2022, and then it goes on to continue to fall. This is the picture is especially concerning for men whose life expectancy is now 73.2 years compared with women's 79.1. This 5.9-year gap is the widest between the two genders since 1996. So we continue to see life expectancy going down. We continue to see unexpected deaths that are happening. And I think we just can all read between the lines here. But the EU group now creates a Vaccelerate program aimed at creating new vaccines for the next YY. They're already preparing for it, y'all. This is all a part of what is coming between now and 2030. an organization known as Vaxcelerate, funded and sponsored by the European Union, is now working to create new vaccines for the next YY. And it goes on to say that the network is comprised of academic institutions from all over Europe. The consortium is led by the University Hospital Cologne, Germany, and currently includes 31 national partners, 18 EU member states, and 5 countries. The program offers expertise, service, resources, solutions to speed up existing and upcoming development programs, as well as market authorizations for new YY strategies. But let's continue here, because this right here is interesting. Bill Gates and the World Economic Forum is now funding a company that is developing an mRNA vaccine wafer for the next pandemic. I got a thought on this that I'm about to tell you. The Coalition of Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, CEPI, a company founded by multi-billionaire philanthropists. Have we ever talked about this guy before? You know, Bill Gates, revealed earlier this month that they're in the process of delivering an mRNA-based YY via a small ingestible wafer patients pop in their mouth. I'm going to show you the picture of this. If it's there it is. That is a vaccine, Sandy.
This I've not heard of.
This is a vaccine. Now, here's my question, and they don't even cover it in the article. What about an overdose? I mean, if you've got just a little wafer,
good point.
What's stopping somebody from taking more than one and having too much of the YY flowing through your veins? And we already know what the YY is doing to the veins. Did I just say that?
You did. It's, oh my goodness. They've got the quantum dot tattoo. You've got vaccines. You have this. If you get bit by a certain mosquito, you might be getting vaccinated. What else?
This is not sacrilegious, what I'm about to say. But in the world of this religion, this false religion,
yes,
this makes me think this will be a part of their communion.
Wow. I knew you were going to say that.
It says it eliminates the need for storage and frozen storage. It's a great idea, right? You can just put them in a box and put them in a shelf. Somebody comes into the dock in the box. Yep, you got it. Bow your head.
Stick your tongue out.
Stick your tongue out. I bless you now. Take the wafer. Ridiculous.
Wow.
What is our world becoming? Wafers? When I saw that, I thought what I just said, and I know that y'all going to come after me on that, but then I also thought overdose. I thought those are instantly dissolved in your tongue, on your tongue, what it says there. I said the Bible says what it says there. But I'm thinking about the Bible, thinking about the Antichrist, thinking about the mark of the beast, thinking about how stupid the world's going to be, and they're going to go there. Yeah, stop that thing on my head. That'll be cruel. I don't have to take my watch anywhere. I can just scan my head.
You can get into your car and your...
Oh, speaking of your car
and your house and the door at the place where you work.
Did anybody hear that General Motors pauses sales of Chevy Blazer EV over software issues?
Wow.
Interesting. But wait till you see the rest of the story. General Motors hits pause on the sales of its newly launched Chevy Blazer electric vehicles over software issues. GM says the issues were reported by some customers. And it says that they are not safety related, of course. They're not related to the Ultimum propulsion system or Google built in. It says they will resume once they update the software. Owners need to bring the vehicles in to get an update on the software. When I saw this come across my headline from our local news app here that we have, I thought this is just their way of letting you know we have everything programmed on software. if your car, think about it, for all of the existence of modern day civilization that has had cars, we had things called tune-ups.
Yes.
We had things called oil changes. We had things, now we have software upgrades. Your car has to get the update. Think about your phone when your phone keeps bothering you all the time.
Yes.
Update available, cancel, update available, cancel. And then eventually, what happens, Sandy, and I know you're not a tech guru like me, but here's the reality. And I've had to deal with this. Her phone eventually had to die because she would not update the thing. Eventually it says, you are no longer supported.
Yeah.
And it shuts down. That's what's going to happen with these cars. Everything is going to be software related. Everything's going to be EV related. But here's the bottom line. It's just like digital money. It's digital cars. It's everything. Everything is programmable.
Yes.
And it has a switch on it.
Yeah.
And they can turn it off. And I'm telling you, we covered not long ago that cars now have the ability to repossess themselves.
Yes.
You remember that?
That still freaks me out.
That's amazing, y'all.
You don't pay your payment, it will drive itself back.
It'll wait for you to go to sleep because you're tired. Your lights are smart lights. So the system in the car is going to go, and the camera's going to come on, and then you know, Dave is asleep. Oh, what is it? I always mess that up. His name is Hal. Hal, yes.
The computer is Hal.
But his buddy's Dave, right?
Dave.
Yeah, Dave, okay. Dave,
I can't do that.
Dave, go to sleep, Dave. Go to sleep. Hush, little baby.
Everything's fine.
Go to sleep, go to sleep. All of a sudden, here's Dave. And then the camera sends a signal to the car. He's asleep. He won't know what's happening now. The car, boom, boom.
That's a lovely story. We're
drives off.
actually not sure if it happens like that.
It happens just like that.
But they said it will drive itself back.
It would repossess itself while you're asleep. That's unbelievable. All right, Sadie, look, I want to throw this out here. I want to jump ahead, and I want to ask this question. Many of you have heard about this movie called Civil War. It's a movie that's coming out by an independent studio called A24. And the trailer we're going to show you in just a minute for this movie is chilling. I mean, it really is. It will literally send a chill up your spine when you know, when you're awake like you're awake, the big picture audience, knowing what they're trying to push us towards.
Yes.
It is, in my opinion, the movie that was on Netflix, Leave the World Behind, and then this is sort of like part 2 of that.
We should ask out there, how many of you have seen Leave the World Behind? We were able to get VidAngel app and apply it to our TV, and so you
Those have got a lot of bad words in it.
may want to do that.
Yeah.
I would suggest that you do that. But how many of you have seen Leave the World Behind?
Yeah. And understand that when you see that, and then if you have not seen the trailer that I'm about to show you, then know that that movie, Leave the World Behind, that was, by the way, co-produced by the Obamas. They had to sign off on it. And when you start thinking about, when you watch the movie, you start thinking about a former 2-term president signed off and said, yeah, this is what he told the writer. What do you think about the script? And Obama said, yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to how it would go down.
Yes.
And the writer was shocked because he said, I went overboard thinking he's going to say, no, I wouldn't be like that. He said, I realized then, wow, we are that close when a former president would say, yeah, that's pretty close to it. But he endorsed it, and it's about the world being attacked by a cyber attack, a cyber war against our country in a 3-fold way. First, take out the communication, eliminate the internet, eliminate the GPS, eliminate the radio, eliminate television signals. No one can communicate with anyone. Then bring chaos as a result of that, crashing airplanes, crashing planes, bombing things, bringing fear. And this is what they said. Yeah. They said, the third part, the elite said, we go to our bunkers underground and we let the ones that are left up there finish the process. They finish each other off. And then when you realize that movie just came out, and then this movie is coming out in, I believe, April of 24, right when the true heat of the election is going to be in this country. But I like this headline because nobody's seen the movie yet. It's just the trailer. And the question is, what caused the Civil War in this new 2024 movie? Now, of course, you see here this guy on the left. He is a very iconic scene of the trailer. Yes, where the guy says, "We're Americans," and he goes, "Okay, whatever. What kind of American are you?"
So you're going to show the trailer in just a second.
I'm about to show the trailer.
So we should give a little bit of what we know. We know that the country is now the Western forces. Get this, Texas and California.
I want to know what caused them to come together.
Exactly. And then something called the Florida Alliance. Yep. And that there have been airstrikes against American citizens at some point in this movie. Yep. Many of you have probably already seen the trailer. I've seen the 2-minute and 37-second trailer and maybe a longer one, but it is riveting.
It is riveting.
It is riveting.
Let's hit the highlights and then we'll show you the trailer. Civil War movie. It's called Civil War. The movie is called Civil War. Can you imagine that they're going to release a movie called Civil War in the spring of 24? Okay. Civil War is an ambitious and potentially controversial cautionary film that serves as A24's first major blockbuster effort. The film depicts an extreme but plausible American dystopia in which 19 states, led by Texas and California, secede from the country. The Western forces, united under a new American flag, are shown to have advanced military-grade equipment, raising questions about their source of supplies and potential third-party involvement. Now, all I want to say is this. The guy in the middle is the president. And when you watch this trailer, you will see this president being a character that is sort of like a dictator type. For we don't know what's caused this war yet. We haven't seen the movie. But I want to tell you that without a doubt in my mind, this will be projected to be, if you vote for a certain candidate, this could be what your country looks like if he becomes president. And I think we all know what I'm talking about.
19 states have seceded.
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
I guess aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America.
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
This is not Somalia. This is not the Middle East. This is America. And they are projecting this to be very, very soon, is the way this movie is projecting.
Citizens of America.
The so-called Western forces of Texas and California
have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
We're moving to D.C. today.
You need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death.
What?
Did you always say they shoot journalists on sight at the Capitol? Just let this sink in and just think of what you've heard in the media.
Every time I survived the war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
Move, move, move!
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Go, 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 go!
God bless America.
I've seen that thing 10 times, and every time I see it, I get chills.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something. I don't know what kind of quality the movie. It looks like it's going to be a great movie.
Looks like they've spent some money.
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, there are going to be people coming out of that movie theater scared to death. And that's the purpose of it. And I'm telling you, you heard it here. This trailer and the clips from this movie, there will be people on this platform that you're watching this right now, breaking it down and saying, look at this. If you put this man in office, this is what's going to happen. I'm telling you, that's what this is about. It's about that first movie, Leave the World Behind. Cyber war's coming, going to create chaos, and then we're going to let you take care of the rest of it. And that's what they said in Leave the World Behind. It's like they knew this movie was coming that would finish off what that first movie was trying to tell us. What's your thoughts, Sandy?
I feel the same as you. It's hard to watch that. And while you're watching it, imagine this being reality. And I hope it does not become reality because it's scary, disturbing.
Dude, that scene where he says, okay, what kind of American are you?
Right.
You don't know? You don't know? You know, what do you mean, what kind of American are you? Do you understand years ago they started, I'm getting so much trouble, started trying, instead of being Americans, we're made up of all kinds of /American. This /American, this /American.
Yep.
Way back then, trying to, then you got people not wanting to pledge allegiance to the flag. And I understand that. I understand when I say understand that, because I know some Christians are going to push back. I don't give my allegiance to nobody but Jesus. I get that. My ultimate allegiance is to Jesus. Okay? But I'm also an American. And I respect and honor my country and those that have fought and died for my freedom and those that still fight and put their lives on their line so that I can do what I'm doing right now. And I feel like the least we could do is stand and put our hand over our heart.
Absolutely.
And pledge allegiance to the flag that we honor our country. But they started bashing that. They started bashing our flag. They started burning our flag. They started dividing us by putting hyphens in our identity /American instead of just being called American. And it divided racially, it divided ethnically, it divided rich versus poor, it divided the 1% versus the 99%. It's all about dividing us to get us to a point where something cataclysmic can happen that we would turn on each other.
And they understand, we use the term long game. In a sense, this has been a long game over years and decades probably. But understanding they understanding what their eventual goal would be, eroding the ground out from underneath us of respect and love for your country, of trying to change things in the military. Look at all the generals and the high-ranking people that were, they chose to retire or they somehow were pushed out.
Yep.
Why?
Why?
Because they wouldn't agree to do or be willing to do the things that you saw in this movie clip.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do believe some people in the military wasn't even pushed out. They knew what was coming and they said, I'm out. I cannot be a part of this. I cannot be a part of what you're doing to our military and what you're doing to our country.
I think that was a long process that probably took years.
Yeah.
But now look at the military now.
Yeah.
Yes, we still love and we're proud of our servicemen, but look at all that's happened just over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Look at the recruiting right now.
We're the lowest amount of military-aged men and women since prior to World War II, 1941. It's the lowest preparedness. We are the most out of shape in our military. They have lowered the standards for entry. They're now talking about reinstituting the draft because they cannot get people to recruit because they are recruiting with drag queens and other kinds of wokeness, turning our military into that. And that's part of 2030. That's a part of Agenda 2030. That's a part of what we're trying to tell you that they are trying to push us towards.
Right. I've seen comments tonight in our chat talking about collapsing the country from the inside. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eroding, deteriorating, destroying the very fabric of our country.
Yes. That's exactly what's happening.
In every direction.
In every direction. It is unbelievable. If you're new with us tonight, and I look and just glancing over the live chat, I see several new people tonight. I just want to remind you that we also do a Bible study here. If you want to understand the world that we're living in from a biblical perspective, it's every Wednesday night. It's 7 p.m. Central Time live. And, of course, we're here every Monday night and for the Big Picture Live. Then next Monday night, if you're coming late tonight, I want to remind you that next Monday night will be January 1st, first day of 24, this crazy year. Sandy and I will be here at 7 p.m. Central sharing our thoughts about 2024, some predictions, some gut feelings, maybe some guest perspectives, some reaction to some videos of some other people that we trust, sharing their heart about what they see coming in 2024. And you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that. But I'm telling you, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I'm going to see this movie when it comes out. And it's going to be research, but I'm telling you.
Absolutely, we need to for research.
We're going to see this movie, and because I'm telling you, it is a part of the plan. This movie that we just showed you the clip, and if you came in late, go back and watch the clip. What's her name? Kirsten Dunst?
Yes.
She's a pretty big name actress.
Yes,
and I don't know that guy's name in the middle, but he's on the guy that's on one of those funny shows. He's really funny. I can't think of his name. People in the live chat will know.
Somebody may know.
But he's a really good actor. Don't know the guy on the left, but he's in this picture because of that scene in that trailer when he says, "What kind of American are you?" And what you miss is that's chilling, and then the kid is just shaking, and he goes, "You don't know? You don't know?" And it's like there's a divide. In America, not are you communist or capitalist? Are you this kind of American that's going to obey your government no matter what? Or are you this kind of American that believes you still actually have something called a Constitution and freedom? That's the division that's coming. Think about how they have eroded the First Amendment. Not just freedom of speech, but freedom of religion. And then they're coming after the Second Amendment. Okay? And thank you for that super chat, Leanne.
Yes,
what a blessing.
Very much.
I just want to remind you, down here in the South. All right, so here we go. So this is how we do it in America. This is our Christmas tradition. This is my beautiful youngest daughter, Rach. So how do we celebrate Christmas when we get our bellies full and everything else? What do we do?
We're going to shoot some guns.
We're going to shoot some guns. America. Just reminding y'all, you got a little bit of it. We still got a Second Amendment. All right, so this is how we say Merry Christmas in Alabama. America. That was my daughter. I'm sure I'm getting flagged left and right here because you're not supposed to shoot guns, I don't think, on this channel. But that was that was family fun. That was just family fun. That's all I'm going to say. Whew. I'm working hard to get kicked off, y'all. I'm not working hard to kick off, but I can't help myself. What happens to me, Sandy? I forget.
Just a bad boy.
I forget that I'm broadcasting. I'm just being me, y'all. I'm just being me. Wow. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
This is Christmas.
It is Christmas.
I hope y'all had a great Christmas. We got several people that's coming here late. I hope y'all had a great Christmas. You're waking up from that long Christmas nap. I get it. I need a Christmas nap. I'm wore out.
Yes.
Well, Sandy, I hear somebody coming.
Really? Already?
Oh, don't tell me that again. Are you serious? I tested you again.
Trying to interfere.
You're trying to mess with me again?
Do not mess with me.
Do not mess with me. Don't mess with us. This is a Supernatural AI update.
That's right.
It ain't working. Talk, Sandy.
Yes, it is the Supernatural
'Cause we're gonna
AI update. And this is Cosmo.
What happened to Cosmo?
Uncle Jimmy's cousin. Where'd he go?
All right, here we go.
Cosmo. Da, 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 da. He's Uncle Jimmy's cousin. Yay.
Keep talking.
He had a Merry Christmas also. Da, 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 da. As he was traversing the universe.
Okay. All right, just keep talking.
Dropped in for a visit. Yay.
We'll get this figured out.
And as you see, he loves the green. Although you might not be able to tell.
Okay.
Ah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Keep talking.
It's time for the Supernatural
Natural AI update. Jimmy was working before this show started. Know what's his name again? Cosmo.
Cousin Cosmo.
Look at him traversing dimensions. Traversing. Look, he's going across from one dimension to the next.
There you are, Cosmo. Cousin Cosmo.
Cousin Cosmo. All right, so he's not blue. Watch this. Watch how cool this is.
Ta-da.
Hold him up. Now he is brown. He has the ability to like, he's like a chameleon. He just goes into his environment. It's amazing.
Okay.
All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. 2 U.S. firms are planning to launch spacecraft to the moon within weeks of each other. Did you know about this?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, a pair of companies are planning to launch uncrewed spacecraft to the moon within weeks of each other earlier next year. So much stuff is happening in 24. In a NASA-funded effort that could mark the first soft landing for the United States on the lunar surface since the last of the Apollo missions in 1972. But in a sign of how the commercial space industry is transforming exploration, the companies are also vying for another historic first to become the first private venture to land on the moon. On January the 8th, it's a great day. It's my birthday. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Brat.
Thank you very much. It's also Elvis Presley's birthday.
Yes.
A company based in Pittsburgh is scheduled to launch its spacecraft on the inaugural launch of the Vulcan rocket, which is operated by the United States Alliance, the joint venture of Lockheed Martin and Boeing. In mid-February, from another pad at Cape Canaveral in Florida, Intuitive Machines is set to launch its lander on SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. The missions are related to NASA's Artemis program, which intends to return astronauts to the lunar surface. But these missions are part of an effort called the Command Lunar Payload Services Program, which is aimed to send up cargo to the moon. So what they're trying to tell us is they're preparing to build structures there. Wow. Some people believe they're already there.
Exactly. I was about to say, or they're just resupplying.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
What is your gut feeling? Do you think we're already on the moon?
Gosh, I think there is a big chance that we've been there for a while.
What do you think about these people that say that we lost the technology and that we can't go there again?
We can't go back to the moon. Yeah.
We lost the technology. They literally say that. There's more technology in our phone right now, 10 times, than was supposedly in the whole lunar project that landed on the moon, and they've lost the technology. We're no longer smart enough to take a man to the moon, is what they say.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I would love to know the absolute truth for real, though.
I mean, you look up at the moon, you can see. I mean, you look at those little round circles; those are like places to live, right?
You talking about in the craters?
Craters, yeah.
So a lot of people say these amateur astronomers that, they're looking in their telescopes and they see some type vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alicia says, Mike said that they're already there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard him.
Heard him say that. Heard many people say that.
Some people believe that they're not just there on the surface; they're also internally in the moon.
Yes.
That they've built inside the moon. With one of the reasons people with the powerful telescopes can't see them is because they're actually underground there.
Well, that's what we do here on Earth.
Right.
When you don't want to have to answer for something, you just go underground and put your laboratories and all that stuff.
Yep.
When you want to hide it from peering, gazing eyes.
Think about all the movies, the predictive programming that you saw where they had to leave the Earth because the Earth was no longer habitable.
Oh, yes.
And all the elites.
That's a great theme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's on so many movies.
In movies, in series, and all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get off.
But again, there's also the flip side that says it's all fake and that we never have been there at all and that was all staged and no one has ever left this Earth.
Yep.
Bring Cosmo back in.
Cosmo, get back over here.
Let me ask you something, cousin Cosmo.
Jimmy's cousin.
Come over here in
Uncle
this
Jimmy's
dimension.
cousin, Cosmo.
Uncle Jimmy's cousin. Cosmo, have we ever been to the moon? I'll never tell. It's top secret information. Cosmo, get out of here. Transverse back over here. Traverse. I can't tell. Oh, but look, don't worry. Don't worry. We have robots. Y'all, this is the evolution of Elon Musk's Optimus robot. Watch this.
Optimus and Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Heard that somewhere before.
Exactly. Could that also been programming? This is crazy, y'all. Tesla. Introducing Optimus Gen 2. December 2023. That's right now.
That totally reminds me of iRobot.
Exactly. They've increased walk speed by 30%. Human foot geometry. Reduced the weight without sacrifice. Improved balance. Look at that. Full body control. My goodness.
What?
Yeah.
Most of the humans can't even do that.
Exactly. Brand new hands. Faster brand new hands. Look how soft and gentle. Egg. Delicate object manipulation.
Oh. I have not seen this.
This is wild, y'all. Stay tuned to see what's next.
Got the Tesla truck right there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, now they're gonna dance. This is not AI, y'all. This is the actual robots dancing.
Yeah, but don't worry. They want to be your best friend. They don't want to take your job.
No.
No.
Or your life.
Never, never, never.
Unbelievable. Goodness gracious. But the great thing about Elon, I mean, come on. Elon is the savior of the world, right? Right? Or is he the Antichrist? Elon Musk wants to use his Neurolink to lose weight. Have you heard this?
No. I have not heard this one.
He wants to jump on the weight loss bandwagon. He wants to drill a hole in your head and implant a microchip in order to lose weight. I love this article. It says, there is much safer ways of slimming down.
You think?
Including a new class of very promising drugs that make weight control, seem downright perilous in comparison. But it's not an outlandish claim. Neurolink, like other experimental BCIs, rewires the nervous system. People suffering from paralysis have had the implants to regain partial control of their limbs. BCIs can even translate neural impulses, thoughts, basically into radio signals and transmit them to drones, computers, and other devices. So it's not inconceivable that someone suffering from morbid obesity could use a BCI to bypass the parts of the brain that urge them to overeat. So what they're doing is they're trying to get out ahead of it and letting you know that this is the answer to everything. Elon Musk has said he's going to make the blind see. He has said he's going to make the lame walk.
We did see that.
And we saw the demonstrations of how he controlled the legs of the pig that he put the Neurolink in. And he showed the demonstration how he's going to put a little tiny camera in the top of the skull that will go to the Neurolink, will bypass the pupils in the eyes, and wherever the head turns and the camera processes, the Neuralink will send signals to the brain that interprets vision. And even though they can't see with the eyes, they'll be actually able to see internally through the Neuralink. So you're talking about Elon Musk says, I'm going to open blinded eyes. Yeah. I'm going to make the lame walk. I'm going to answer obesity. I'm going to do all this kind of stuff. Sounds to me like a false messiah.
Yeah. You are exactly right.
Yeah. And it's going to, and if you can manipulate the brain, because that's what these new weight loss drugs, Ozempic and all them really are doing, is they're working on the brain to tell the brain you're full when you're really not full. But it's all about nerve endings. So that's what they're saying. But watch this. This is how my mind works nowadays. If that's the case, if it can program your mind to say you're no longer hungry, it can actually program your mind to starve you to death.
Whoa. Oh, my goodness. You are on top of these things tonight. Wow.
Does it not make sense?
Yeah.
If your social score doesn't work correctly, we'll just tell your body that you don't need food.
What if they could tell you to go get rid of somebody else?
You just went there.
I mean.
Manchurian candidate, maybe?
Manchurian candidate. Well, I mean, if you're going to go there, then I'm just going to say what I'm thinking too.
We're just going to get kicked off tonight, on Christmas night. Let's do it. Go ahead. Say it.
Nope. I'm stopping right there.
I thought you were about to say something else.
No, I was not.
Okay.
I'm stopping right there.
All right. Well, I got one more for you before we go there. If you have not gone to our website, go there now, LarryRagland.tv, LarryRagland.com. You can get a copy of our book. If you have got a copy of our book, maybe you gave it for a Christmas present, what a great gift that you can give. If not, get a copy. And if you have, make sure that you go to Amazon and leave us a review. We would appreciate it so much. It helps us get put in front of people as suggested for a book. You can click to become a partner. You can read my articles on Epic Times. You can watch the first season, all 13 episodes of our television program, 30 minutes each. And you can go to our merchandise store, hats, sweatshirts, boggins. You can join our email list. All of that is at LarryRagland.tv. And if you click the partner with us, what will happen is it'll take you to this page here where you can have the address, our P.O. box. If you'd like to send something, you can make a one-time online gift, or you can choose one of the 4 partner levels. And several of you have chosen to partner with us, and we appreciate it so much. One more thing, Sandy, we want to go to this right here. This is just alarming to me. World War III warnings are happening as super AI weapons are beginning to enter warfare by the end of the decade. Warfare will look radically different with AI, not humans calling the shots. The AI revolution is here, and it's changing the world as we know it, specifically the world of war. It recently emerged that Israel Defense Forces, the IDF, are actively using AI systems named Habsora to identify targets in their conflict with Hamas in Gaza. Commenting on the situation in Gaza and the broader realm of warfare, political sociologist Bianca Baganini warned that military forces already employ remote and autonomous systems as, quote, force multipliers to amplify the effectiveness of their troops and safeguard their soldiers. AI systems, she added, have the potential to enhance soldiers' efficiency and accelerate the pace and lethality of warfare. Although human presence on the battlefield will diminish as AI's shadow grows, she fears that the technology will continue to contribute, to the dehumanization of adversaries and further disconnect wars from societies on whose behalf they are fought.
Exactly.
So this is, what was that movie that, so many of these movies have Tom Cruise in it, where he kept Day After Tomorrow. Was it Day After Tomorrow? No, that was Bond. Where he keeps going back.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And they were all in they had those AI generated or AI assisted, robot assisted armor. Mm-hmm. And they kept reliving that day over and over again. Sandy, I'm telling you, years ago, y'all, let me tell you something about this woman right here. Years ago, I'm a movie buff. I just want to watch a movie. Can you just let me watch a movie? And she'd be like, pause that. And I'll be, what? What now? She goes, did you hear what he just said? Look at that in the background. Look at what, he's throwing up the Illuminati sign. Look at that floor. That floor is, that's a Masons.
You see those numbers?
You see those numbers?
You see that symbology right there?
You see them black and white tiles?
They got the 2 pillars right there.
I'll be like, what are you talking about? It's a movie. But now, at some point along the line, one day I must have just having my morning caffeine and she red pilled me.
Oh, yes.
And all of a sudden now,
totally red pilled.
I'm so red pilled now, y'all. I can't watch a movie. I'm the one stopped. She's the one over there going, can we just finish the movie? No,
he's trying to do a decode while we're watching the movie.
Because all these movies we're living them.
Yes.
We are living these movies right now.
So many things have been encoded into, listen, I believe it's even encoded into the evening news. Maybe even talk shows. We do not understand what is going on. We have such a cursory view of the world, but I think a lot of things are completely different than the way we perceive them.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I absolutely believe in predictive programming, going back a long, long time. Yeah. It's not a recent thing.
No.
Not by any means.
I bet there's some stuff in Gilligan's Island.
Probably.
I'm telling you, I can't even watch Andy Griffin now without saying, what did Barney just say? It's like everything. It's like, were they all in on it? I'm like, no, not Andy. No, I ain't never seen no predictive program with Andy Griffin. All right, Sandy, so Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Hey, I'm going to get me some Christmas sugar, y'all. Hold on just a second.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Did you see me traverse the dimensions?
Okay. That was not necessary.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm excited. I got the best Christmas gift in the world.
Sweet.
When the Lord gave me Sandy. But we love y'all, and we do hope that you guys had an amazing Christmas.
Absolutely.
And we just can't even express how much we appreciate you. Your comments that you leave are so kind, and it just encourages us so much.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times we just sit there and cry like a baby when we read the live chat and then go back and read the comments.
And it's beyond that. We love that you guys have friendships and community amongst yourselves. And, that's just amazing to think about.
It is.
Because you're not just coming together with us, you're coming together with each other.
Yeah, we are truly a family here on The Big Picture. And we truly, truly, truly love you. And we hope that you are blessed. And don't forget, Wednesday night I'll be right here live for Bible study. Thursday night we'll have a live show as well, Kingdom Intelligence Report. And then be back next Monday night. Because one more time, I'll remind you, next Monday night is January 1st. And that is our big show. We're going to share our thoughts on 2024, what we think is going to happen. So God bless you. We love you guys, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Get some rest, because y'all had a big day, okay? If you're watching this on replay, hey, Merry post-Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah. Sandy, any Christmas bye-byes that you would like to say before we cut off?
I hope you guys took a moment to remember what this holiday is really all about. I hope you got a chance to make special memories with family or friends or both. And again, it's great to be here with you on this special day.
Thank you. On Christmas Day, we still ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. God bless. Merry Christmas.
Good night.